From Spencerport, the Rangers won the Class A championship last weekend in Cortland. It's the first title in school history. In studio, Coach Jamie Schneider on my far right. In the middle is Leah Wengender, and next to me is Luca Famer. Luca, it's been a couple days now. Has it really set in that you're the best team in New York State?
Not like completely. Like different parts of it has, but like it's just like usually you end a season like with a loss, and since we haven't lost, it's not like it feels like it's just not over yet. And like we had our banquet before the season even ended, so it's just weird kind of that it's just over.
21 wins, she said 0 losses and 2 draws. That's pretty amazing. Just found out today that up to number 4 in the country. Pretty amazing. All pretty amazing stuff, Leah. Walking around school this week, the last 2 days, what's it been like? Do you a lot of congratulations from people?
Yeah, like right when we came back, there was a huge parade kind of for us with like the fire trucks going around, and a lot of people greeted us, and a lot of the teammates from the boys soccer team, and just walking to class, seeing everyone like know that we won states, and everyone like telling me they watched me on TV, and it was just great to know that everyone's watching.
And your goal scorer, Aaron Kuykendall, is your top scorer with 23 goals. You had 13 goals, 12 assists. And your team in the semis won 6-0. What kind of confidence, or how much did that help you going into the final? Or was this already a pretty confident group?
Well, I think we were very confident going into it because we already passed what we did last year. But I think winning 6-0 really proved that we were meant to be there and we deserved to be there. And I think coming into it, a lot of us didn't know how good we really were, and I think that really showed how good we really were.
The championship game was 2-1 over Janesville DeWitt. These were the top 2 teams in the state. JD was number 1, a team that had been there before, Coach Schneider. Runner-up last year, had been a runner-up a few seasons ago. They had a little more experience on a big stage, but your girls performed great play all day. What has made this group so special? Because I knew you knew you're going to have a good season, but pretty amazing stuff.
Absolutely, Jeff. There's probably a lot of factors, but the first that jump out to me is just their will to improve. We did have a good season last year, and they came back and they bettered themselves. And there was motivation after the sectional loss last year against Brighton, but they came back and made themselves better just by hard work, wanting to get better. And they really enjoyed being around each other. Every practice they came with focus, worked hard, and they had fun with each other. And as long as you can keep those together, they improved every day and really put together a terrific season.
Outscored opponents this year, 62 goals to 7 against. Only 7 goals allowed. Going into the state tournament, in the state finals, you'd shut out 8 straight opponents. Luca, you hadn't allowed a goal since October 7th. And then, lo and behold, JD scores on you. Coach told me afterward he was a little worried about how this group would react because it had been a while. What were the faces like in that huddle after the goal?
After they scored, we just didn't have.
You mad?
Not really. We just didn't let our heads get down at all. We played the game was still 0-0 because we knew what we had to do it, to win. And we've been in this situation before, against Schrader. They scored first both games, and we still came back for a tie and a win against them. And even when we tied them, or when we won against them the second time, that was for the divisional championship. So it kind of helped with the state finals because it was both for a championship, and we knew that we had to win to be a champion.
And you did. Leah, that first goal, the only goal that you guys gave up. Now, I never would have seen this the naked eye here, but I saw the Time Warner replay, and I saw that you were actually the player that got beaten to the spot on that header for JD. Not going to ask you about that because obviously, but after that, you were the one that passed to Aaron for the tying goal. Did you feel redeemed? Were you even more motivated after the way the first goal went in?
Yeah, I think I do feel a little guilty that the girl did get by me, but she was a really good player in the air, and I give her credit for that. And after the goal, I really didn't think that we couldn't win this, and I felt more motivated to help my team win, and I felt obligated to do so. And when I found Aaron, it just kind of felt like I didn't feel as uptight as when I let that goal in.
You guys have had a great connection this year. Coach, let's talk about Aaron Kuykendall, just a sophomore. She's going to Northwestern. She's verbally committed on a lacrosse scholarship. So is this really her second sport?
It is, Jeff. She's a very good athlete. especially tactically, she understands the games and how to move and put herself in the right position. And we're good on both sides of the ball. And when you're looking at the offensive side of the ball, she's very special. She's that one player up front who can get herself dangerous, and it really comes from out wide. She makes remarkable runs when the ball's crossed into the penalty box to get on the end of it, even if she's marked, sometimes double teamed.
Welcome to Varsity Voices Girls Soccer. My name is Jeff DeVeronica, and in studio this week, the state champions from Spencerport. The Rangers won the Class A championship last weekend in Cortland. It's the first title in school history. In studio, Coach Jamie Schneider on my far right. In the middle is Leah Wengender, and next to me is Luca Famer. Luca, it's been a couple days now. Has it really set in that you're the best team in New York State?
Not like completely, like different parts of it has, but like it's just like usually you end a season like with a loss, and since we haven't lost, it's not like it feels like it's just not over yet. And like we had our banquet before the season.
She finds the time and space, gets away from her defender, and somehow, especially in the air, can finish incredibly. To have the sophomore year she did. And, she played very well her freshman year, and I think she had 12 goals or so. And to improve on that was, she's a very good player, especially up top, her offensive instincts.
You both have scored a lot of big goals. Luca, you had the game-winning goal in the sectionals against Aquinas, a 2-0 win. It's on a 26-yard shot. Now, you have a lot of weapons on this team, but I think your defense was actually a weapon, too. This was a defense that I would think allowed you girls to play offensively with even more confidence, because you knew that if you got one goal, you're probably going to win the game. As an attacking type player, how comforting was it to you that you guys had such a great deal? And who were some of those top players on defense?
Our goalie really helped us a lot this year. Like we're really thankful she moved, and
That's Lauren played.
Yes, and then Nicole Pecora is our sweeper, and she like cleans up for us a lot. Like anything that gets by anyone, she's always there, can cover. And then both our outside backs also kept like opportunities for them from the outsides, like very limited all season. And then our stopper Liv Wall has done like a great job, like with marking and everything, shut down a lot of good players. So it's like really comforting knowing that like them four are behind, or like them five, like including outside backs, are like all behind us, because if we get beat, they're always there for us and like always have our backs.
I want to ask Coach about Liv Wall now. There's no better name really for a defender. Her last name is Wall. She's a wall of defense. And in the regionals against Grand Island, you tasked her to shut down a girl from Grand Island who had scored 73 goals this fall, 252 in her career. And I, quite frankly, would tell you that if she played in Monroe County, she might have maybe 80 goals in her career. Yeah. Whole other topic. But tell me about Liv Wall and the type of hard-nosed defender. Again, as just a sophomore, she is.
She is. She's a great individual defender. Her instincts of when to tackle, when to be patient is remarkable. Within the first 5 minutes, even if she isn't familiar with the opponent who she's marking, she'll understand the tendencies of that opponent and just understands time and space. And she does a remarkable job at it time and time again. The consistency of what she does is just remarkable. And she's athletic, but she's also smart. She gets it, how to shut somebody down, and she's done another remarkable job. And she was another pillar of our defense to a remarkable job defensively. So yeah, she's a very, very good individual defender.
Leah, you said you already had a banquet already. What do you do to celebrate a state championship? Or are those plans still being worked on?
Well, as I said before, like we had like the whole parade after, just like we had sectionals.
Oh, we need another party, not
but
just a parade.
We're also, we're going to like the Board of Education, or the Board of Education,
Yeah.
and like we're claiming like awards, and I think we're gonna have like a celebration at somebody's house and have like individual awards and just like kind of have a end of our season.
Now I'm going to go off the script here, Lucas, so don't freak out on me. But there's a lot of, you're a junior, right? You're a sophomore, Leah. There's a very talented sophomore class here. You've climbed the mountain here, right? This is the ultimate of high school sports. You've done it. How do you stay motivated for the next season? You've already done the whole thing, right?
Yeah, I think just like the celebration and after everything, just wanting like to do it again. Like at the banquet, at the state's banquet, like some of the teams were like, yeah, this is like our 4th year here, and like it inspires us. Like, we want to be able to do that and, like, say, like, we've been to states, we've won states multiple times, like, back to back. It's just, like, such a good experience to be there, and, like, we just want it to happen again.
Before we wrap up, I got to ask Coach about the fans, because the parents, the students, you guys had a great following all season long. How great was that to see, Coach?
It was, and I think the success helped the fan base. Spencerport, and specifically Spencerport High School, is in a great place right now, a great student body who we have a lot of school spirit, and they continued with our success. And as the girl said, when the championship started to come, we got more congratulations, and it just kept rolling. And when we were on the road at states in Cortland to see our fans, I thought we had the best fans. Out of all, we had a spectator bus come in, Luca, and to see our fans there, it made it really special.
You might not remember this, ladies, but back in the 70s, Spencerport was the soccer power in Section 5. The boys team won 7 championship sectionals in 10 years, which is pretty amazing. And I know there was a good run for the boys team in the 90s, but I think this program is on a really good uptick here. So you got big plans ahead. You got big shoes to fill because you just want to say championship. I want to thank you for coming down to the studio today. See, we made it, right? You nailed it. Thanks
job.
for watching Varsity Voices Soccer, and thanks to the Power Rangers for coming down right here on DNC Digital, Democrat, and Chronicle.com.